Testing. Let's do a little testing 1, 2, 3 situation. All right, sounds like it's working, allegedly, and that's good for everyone and good for me. Um, except those of you who will not want to hear what I have to say today, and I'm sure there will be many. Um, Let me say hello to everyone, as is the norm here. Sweet dude Chibi, how are you, sir? Sweet dude Chibi. Lisa, Diamond Ice. What's up, Diamond? Ice. All right, what's up, guys? Guys are chatting it up for baby daddy. Away we go, number 98. It is number 98, and we're going to discuss that tonight. Fiend X. All right. True Justice. What up, True Justice? Hope you're having a good day, night. Bobby Smith. What's up, Bobby Smith? All the regulars in here. I appreciate you people. I really do. Nancy Drew 101. What's up? I appreciate you, Nancy Drew. August Barnes. What's up, Mr. Barnes? Appreciate you being here. Cindy D. Good evening to you. Foxy Lady. Good evening to you. All right. Michelle. Hello to you. All right. So let's move like a baby. All right, so welcome in everyone. Hey, everyone who's just watching, please feel free to join the chat. This channel is all about the chat. It's all about the community. And we're going to be discussing that in depth tonight. And you're going to understand by the time this show is over where I've been coming from, where I am coming from, and where I will be going. Because I think a lot of us take too many things for granted and make too many assumptions. And most of the time, none of us know shit. Okay. So, unfortunately, this will be somewhat of a lecture show. I don't have a presentation for you, I don't have a guest for you. Um, so, I guess we should discuss the elephant in the room. All right. I've called this show A Solution and a Way Forward. Well, that's two parts. That's two parts, isn't it? A solution. So, what is a solution to? Well, I suppose that the idea would be a solution to the disease, the symptoms of which you are seeing here in the social media sphere. Okay. And a way forward a way forward for everyone, a way forward from this disease, the symptoms of which we see, and a way forward away from that disease. And this disease affects every single one of us here. None of you are immune to it. Okay, so if you think that you're here in this chat and that you're above this disease, outside of its reach, well, this is probably for you. Welcome in, Rebecca. Good evening. So there are many things going on. Now, you may not realize it because you don't know me, but for a year now, I've been attempting to end this disease by revealing it to you. Some of you have seen it sooner than others, okay? Some saw it early on, a year ago. Some saw it in September, October, December, February. Some just last month. And some just this week. There are many viewers who are new and who will be new to this, for lack of a better term, community, who will come in not knowing yet, but we'll find out. But regardless of how quick you were to learn and to become aware of this disease, the important thing is that awareness is a big part of the solution, and knowing that solution, finding a way to move forward. Now it's interesting because the most extreme symptoms of this disease are what, for some who are most calloused in their eyes, or whose eyes are most calloused over. It takes extreme examples for you to peel those calluses off your eyes so that you can see, crack your eyes open. So let's start to get into some of the more obvious examples. You see, the most obvious examples would be death threats and death, both of which we've seen in this case. Both of which. I would remind you there are a number of people who are not here unnaturally, who were here 7 years ago, even 7 months ago. Well, that's an extreme example for you now. Death threats. you'd have an easier time finding those who have not been threatened with death around this community than those who have not. And I ask you to think, in what society, in what community, in what world is the threat of death okay among a group of people working cooperatively? Why is it that to have a channel on this platform in the subject area immediately would mean death threats? Not just death threats, but ongoing harassment and intimidation, threats to your children, your family members. In what community is that okay? I ask you to look at those who are sending those threats. Those on the end that's delivering those threats. And then I ask you to look at those who are on the receiving end of those threats and do the math, okay? Do the math. Why is it that it's those that are aligned with the prosecution of one Richard M. Allen who are sending out death threats, threats to children, intimidation, lies, ruining of careers, contacting employers, family, agencies? Why is it one-sided in that way? So I think the situation is obvious, okay? Now, I came on to YouTube in this subject area to accomplish a goal. Many of you have no idea what that goal is. And I'm really happy to say that it's my opinion that that goal has been achieved. It really is. It was more work than I could ever imagine. It's like pushing a boulder up a mountain. Okay. And it's funny because when I came into this, I didn't know how long it would take. And I sort of had an open ended view of it. Like it could go on for years. in some ways I thought that, hey, I might do 300 shows or 500 or 1,000. Well, in the past months, as I started to realize that I had made incredible strides towards my goal, I said to myself, wow, that number has to be cut down because there's no point in belaboring the project and the point and to keep going because once I have achieved my goal with this project, I think it's only right to put a nice bow on it and leave it as it is, which is why I announced some days ago, weeks ago, that we're nearing the end of this series. Let's Talk Delphi. And and so it's kind of appropriate that at this time we have this discussion because I think it's important. I really do. You see, people are sick. People are sick. And I think that it's somewhat incumbent upon me to not allow people to become more sick. Um, and so you may have noticed that I've been working in a different way. And here's the deal. With every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And so although that may be the case, every action's reaction does not have to necessarily mirror the initial action. And so my message to the community is that understand there are things that are seen and understood. There are things that are seen and not understood. There are things that are chosen to not be seen. And there are things that are not able to be seen. Okay, so don't assume that you know what any other person is doing, including me. You don't know me. You don't know who I am. You know nothing about me. These people who have been doing this, they know nothing about me. They know nothing about you. They know nothing about each other. Now, the fact is, guys, that none of us here are going to do anything whatsoever to affect this case. People have ruined their lives over this case. Okay? People's lives have fallen apart. And people have incriminated themselves in this case, which will ruin their future lives. For what? For what? Why on earth would you ruin your life and ruin your future over something you have no control over? Murder sheet. Now, I tell you what, um, you want to talk about a walking contradiction. What do you think you accomplished? Um, I don't know. Let's see. Now the news is talking about ballistic experts. Oh, I think that's kind of great. I think that's kind of great. So you're now causing discussion about ballistics and defense strategy. You see, God don't like ugly. And unfortunately, you two are extremely ugly. There's nothing controversial about Matt Hoffman speaking to the public. Hello. You're trying to sensationalize things that are not sensational. So fail, and not just a fail, but it's sort of a you shot yourself in the eye, okay? Because that strategy ricocheted and popped you both right in the eye. So it's kind of funny because now you're promoting the questionable ballistic or bullet forensics, which we know is junk science in the case of an unspent round. So I mean, you're shooting blanks, but that's why you don't have kids. Okay, so now I've noticed a little pattern here, okay? And this is going to go to Murder Sheet, Ruckus Rocks, and others who think that it's okay to share private messages. Here's my announcement. Since it's okay to share private conversations that were not meant to be public, I decided that I would hand over a large volume of private conversations to someone who's going to do something with them. It's out of my hands. I further decided to hand over other information. Now, this other information is out of my hands. It's out of my hands as to what is done with it. But I'll put it this way. This is how the rules are going to go. Okay. It's no longer going to be you attack me, I attack you. Okay? We're past that time. Those days are over. At this point, it's going to go like this. Any of you attack any of us are going to attack any of you. Which means some innocents may be harmed. Those are the new rules of engagement. I would caution you all, stop. Now, let's talk the difficult truths. Many of you are suffering from mental illnesses. You've turned all of those emotions and rage and fears and passions and all of that stuff. You've involved. Okay, you've projected that into your devices in this manner. Okay. It's not a healthy way. It's not a healthy way to cope with those energies. I would hope that you, instead of involution, can do some evolution. What would that mean, Prof? Well, let's just suggest that you put this away, put it down, go outside, touch grass. Remember, none of you are going to do a thing about solving this case. It's a bitter truth. Get your life right, get healthy, prepare for what's coming. What's coming? I think if you can't see what's on the horizon, there's some deeper issues. Find Jesus Christ. Pray. Ask for forgiveness. You want to be in the best position possible for the difficulties ahead. YouTube drama is not where those solutions lie. This does not give your life meaning. You're hurting people. You're hurting yourself. You're hurting your loved ones. Delphi has a problem. The families do not want it solved. Do I need to be any more clear with you? Now, why do you think that I got so much pushback for simply coming on to YouTube, giving my little opinions on my small channel about a double homicide that is unsolved and is 7 years old? Why does it mean that an entire contingent of locals try to wipe my channel off of the internet, try to make me do harm to myself, try to interfere with my employment and my custody of my child, and try to cause me anxiety? Dox me, harass me, go after my child who is not a chomo, myself who is not a chomo, my friends who are not chomos. Try to destroy me. Precascent. Why would you try to destroy me? CJ, do you think it's okay? Greenup, you think that's okay? Look, let me say something here. None of you are my friends. I got no friends, okay? I don't know a single one of you. I'm just a fantasy on the internet. I'm a figment of your imagination. Isn't that the way to say it? But I know me, okay? And I know why I'm here. I know what I've accomplished, and I know where I'm going. I'm trying to help you right now. All of you. All of you. I'm trying to help you, and I'm telling you, find a solution. Move forward. Look, this case against Richard Allen, let me ask you that. How long has it been since a request was made to appoint a special judge, which has been sitting at the Supreme Court for how long now? Okay. Has the Supreme Court appointed a special judge before in this case? Oh, yeah. Do you think it takes this long to decide about something that's obvious? What's obvious, Prof? It's obvious that what the defense pointed out is exactly accurate. There's no contention. She failed to act in a timely manner. A special judge is warranted. Well, why would it take such a lengthy amount of time then? Because there are politics happening behind the scenes. There are politics. And let me tell you something. Those politics are the same politics that are sitting in the prosecutor's office in Delphi, in Carroll County. The same politics that are sitting in the sheriff's chair. The same politics that are sitting on that bench. So you see, right now it's a political game. What can we with, I'll make it simple. What can we get away with? So, let me point something out to you. Karen Reed, YSL Young Thug, Alec Baldwin. Someone tell me, what are the similarities in the three cases I just pointed out? Let me help you. Mistrial because a prosecutor tried to railroad Karen Reed. Dismissed with prejudice because a prosecutor tried to railroad Alec Baldwin. Judge removed because a judge and a prosecutor tried to railroad a party to the court. Okay? Do you think it's impossible that this can happen in the case against Richard Allen? You've just seen three extremely high profile cases self-destruct. So, is there a possibility that this high profile case can self-destruct? Now, Kay likes to start shit in Joe's chat and upset Joe. And you know, Kay, I don't want to detract or to divert this conversation to address you, but I will. Because you've done this for an entire year. Okay, seek mental help. I've avoided Joe's chat for weeks now because of your bullshit. And because Joe so graciously invited me, I thought I would try again to just be a human being and join the chat graciously. Seek mental help, K. I don't have to wipe Joe's ass in the mornings. He doesn't have to cuddle with me at night. Newsflash, K. We can have differences of opinion. So let me be clear in case it's not already clear, because you think it's so controversial, okay? Because at first you couldn't get over Doug Carter, and now you can't get over Richard Allen. Well, let me make it clear, so you understand, like Murder Sheet, that there's no fucking controversy, Kay. I believe Richard Allen is possibly involved. Joe knows that. He doesn't give a fuck. I also know that I don't know a goddamn thing about his level of involvement, because how could I? So it's just as equally likely that he is involved, that he's not involved. However, that's not the point, Kay. That you're missing the point. Because you're full of shit, Kay, and you need to seek mental help. But here's the point. I'll help you since you don't get it. The point is due process. I care more about the constitutionality of what happens to that man than I care about being right about Abby and Libby. Newsflash. Here's another one for you, Kay. No one's going to bring back Abby and Libby. They've been gone for years. You know what we're interested in, Kay? We're interested in who's covering up their murders. If Richard Allen was involved, I hope he goes down. If it's necessary for the prosecutor and 50 fucking YouTubers and the judge to falsify evidence and railroad him because their evidence is weak that he's guilty, I hope he walks. No, your name came up because you went after my fucking son, and you're going to find out, Preckerson. Now, back to the point. This entire community is fucking mentally ill. Okay? Touch grass now. We have 2 more shows related to Delphi. I think you would be highly interested in both of them. And then I'm going to hope that you put your phones down and go take a bike ride or go plant a garden. Go buy some food to put in the pantry. I've tried for too long to show you who, what, where, and how. I think it's pretty blatantly obvious at this point. See, the thing about this community that people think they can get away with is being involved in shit and not having accountability. It's always the same ones. It's always the same ones. The same group that was behind all of the leaks. The same group that was behind the fake obituary for Holly. The same group behind all the doxing and harassment using Rick Snay is the same group behind the death threats, the same group behind all the gang stalking and cyberbullying, all the chaos in this community. But more than that, it goes to you in the viewing audience. Because now the time comes when you have to have accountability. And this is the gaslight I always get. No one's going to tell me what to do with my platform. You don't get to tell me where to go. Okay, let's talk about that. Because at a time when Rick Snay was doxing and harassing all of you in his chats are responsible for what he was doing. At a time when CJ was threatening to kill me and Noe and others, all of you in his chat are responsible for enabling that. When it comes to Greeno, all of the death threats and psychotic shit he's been saying, all of you in his chat are responsible for that. When it comes to Marv, using my son's legal problems to try and destroy me, all of you in the chat are responsible for that. When it comes to Dan and Adrian, Thomas Frost and Mark Robert and all of the shit and death threats and threats of bodily harm and gun flashing and all of the shit they've done, all of you in the chats are responsible for enabling that. Okay, so just like we have a responsibility to act ethically and with some sort of professional demeanor, all of you as consumers share in that responsibility. Which is why I have said, how dare you go and enable and support the shit? It comes down to personal responsibility and ethics. So I'm not telling you where to go. I'm not telling you what to do, because why would I give a shit? But if you've enabled and participated, you know very well that you've done so. And maybe you'll have some self-reflection and decide, I don't want to be a part of that anymore. You see, and all of this is extremely pregnant at this time because we just saw Donald Trump nearly have his head blown off after years of escalation, gaslighting, lies, and threats and intimidation and escalation in the rhetoric. When will you be satisfied? When someone else ends up dead in this community? Will you then reflect and look at what is going on and regret it and say, oh no, we should have seen the signs? Where do you draw the line? You see, my intention here is to have a community around me. Do you understand that? This is my channel. It's my persona. It's my passion project. I'm only here to have a community around me. My community. Because I hate to tell you this. I hate to break it to you. There's no Abby and Libby community. The Abby and Libby community is a bunch of pedophiles, perverts, murderers, meth heads, scumbags, and liars. And I hope that none of you are that. There is no Delphi community, unless you're talking about those people. Odd, wasn't it, how territorial these people were when I stepped onto the scene? They literally felt that this subject matter was their property, and they had the right to make me go. Little did they know that I had a strategy that I played out, and it worked perfectly beyond my wildest dreams. Everything has been ushered into the right direction, and I'm very happy. You're going to see two more shows on this subject. We will do a close look at the legal case against Richard Allen. And finally, because the gaslighters like to insinuate that they don't understand my thoughts on the case, even though they've been laid out clearly for a year, I will do a summary of my thoughts on the case and these past 100 episodes. It's more important now that we actually we address the issues that are actually going on, uh, of which Delphi is only a tiny small part. And you see, what that is human trafficking, sex trafficking, meth trafficking, Satanism, or the dark arts. And there's an entire cult that's operating on the internet. Okay, so some of you won't make it for the ride. Some of you are going to bail because some of you don't want to hear about Epstein. Some of you don't want to hear about QAnon, MAGA, the bankers, conspiracies, Flora. It's okay though. I've never expected any of you to stick around. So, those of you who choose to stick around, I hope that it's only because you find something enjoyable, something of value. Remember, I've asserted before, and I'm asserting again, the Delphi case is already solved. You just don't know it. Okay, so I'll further say that when it comes to old Raffy and Little Joe, they got my heart. And not only them, uh, True Crime Design. Speaking of Mind Shock and others, strategies change. And so you'll be seeing a lot more of their content, I guarantee. Have faith. The ball's already rolling. Okay? Like I said, none of you are going to solve Delphi or do anything about the case against Richard Allen. But it's not your responsibility. The ball is already rolling. Why don't you just enjoy your lives? Don't ruin your lives. Too many people have ruined their lives. Despite what many of you may think, I am a very loving individual. Gosh, I love life so much. It really is beautiful. God has created a world in which we are completely protected, nourished, surrounded by beauty. If only we would see it. But with freedom comes responsibility, and that's the accountability. And I really love you all. No matter how much you might hate me or love me, I love you equally. I'm a lover of life. And God is a lover of life because He's created it. And if you accept your responsibility as a co creator, you can hold hands with the Most High and walk into an amazing future. And I really do pray for each of you. But unfortunately, we know not everyone will do that. And so, though your heart can break for them, you have to let them go. So, come with me, come without me. I'm headed in my direction. Take heed to what I said today. I meant every word of it. It's out of my hands. I'm done. Just know that I gave these people every opportunity in the world to stop what they were doing. But you see how it's escalated, and it's just horrible. I think after this past week, we should all have a new take on life and responsibility for the things that we are saying and all of the hate. Words are powerful. And before I go, let me just make this statement because I've mentioned it. I asked Rick Snay, can we have a little discussion? Because I don't hate Rick. I know he was used just like many have been used. And the chaos agents, they've made big strides using people because it's all they can do. So, Rick, I wish you the best, and I hope we get to talk. We may not agree on everything, but I think we can all agree that this shit is just not right. So before I go, I just want to say goodbye and thank you to those in the chat personally. So let's get busy. What's up, Shippy? Sweet dude, Shippy. Thank you, Shippy, for being here. I appreciate that. Diamond Eyes, thank you for being here, Diamond Eyes. Look up the Serenity Prayer. I know the Serenity Prayer. It's the addict's prayer, isn't it? Lisa, I will stick with the culture of life versus culture of death. Thank you, Lisa. Sleuty, hey Sleuty. Sleuty, you always do a great job. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Swade Smith, thanks for being here. K West, been places you couldn't imagine in life, and why do you think I've said what I said and seen what I've seen? I know the devil's face and it isn't pretty. Thank you, K West. It isn't. It's not pretty. But you have to be there. You have to go through hell and not want to return. Thanks for putting yourself out there. Oh, I've said goodbye, so Swade. Okay. Carol, I've been here since your first show. Wow, Carol, thank you. Dennis McKean, I didn't subscribe to leave town. Thank you, Dennis. Michelle, Randy Gravity once said you don't talk about the family because Delphi is their town. What the hell kind of crazy shit is that? Yeah. Frenchie, Mr. French, the Honorable Mr. French, thank you for being here. Big Mike's doing boat rides on Deer Creek. Abby was drying clothes. She was in a boat. Libby was naked and wet because she was floated downstream alongside the canoe. Fur Baby Daddy, long time member. Thank you sincerely, Prophet. Believe in what you're saying. I hope the crazy quit threatening and start doing what you do to be nice to others. I'm out tonight. Prof, mods, chat, no Amos, whatever. Thanks, Bobby. Bezo Jones. Why does UTEB let people like them on here? And is there any way to stop? Call your local police. Or report. All right. You guys, I don't know if I see anyone else who's new. I'm not going back that far. But everyone else who's here earlier, thank you very much. Hiawatha was here. Thank you, Hiawatha. All right. Duck and Felonies. What's up? Digital. What's up, Digital? Thank you for being here. Bill. What's up? What's up, Bill? Prayers to you and yours. Remember laughter. Yeah. So please hit the like on your way out. I appreciate everyone for being here. Look, I'm open to any questions. If you've got questions, leave them on the way out or leave them on the comment section. I don't mind your questions. I just got to say these people trying to sensationalize that which is not sensational is just entertaining as hell. But hey, keep watching. Pay attention because you will see things that are sensational.